Welcome on board Qatar A380 First Class. This is Wandering Scholar speaking to you from Qatar Airways premium cabin entrance at Doha Hamad International Airport. Today I'm flying on board Qatar's Airbus A380 on a 7-hour journey from Doha to Bangkok. My journey began at the Al Safwa check-in area, which can be accessed by entering the terminal from door 1. My checked-in luggage was assisted by a bellman as I was personally escorted to the dedicated check-in desks. Qatar seems to staff their counters according to first-class departure times, as there are only very few cities that feature first-class service. But there is absolutely no rush here. A hot towel was presented shortly after I was invited to wait, and not long thereafter an agent became available to check me in. The entire check-in process took about 12 minutes according to my recorded footage, which was unusually long given Thailand has basically stripped all of its COVID-related entry restrictions. However, I was very well taken care of during this process, as the bellman, or in this case more of a footman, was standing alongside of me this entire time, making filming awkward at the same time. Exclusivity and privacy is valued at highest, especially in Qatar. First-class passengers are invited to use a dedicated security and immigration facility that is hidden miles away from the bourgeois commotion. And after a short ride up the escalator, we are now at the Al Safwa first-class lounge. Al Safwa is so the quietest place I've been in any commercial terminal. Greeted by the elegant waterfall, I am looking out towards an incredibly spacious corridor that are embellished on the two sides with artifacts borrowed from the Museum of Islamic Art, an IMP designed architectural masterpiece located on Doha's Corniche. The corridor is the artery of the lounge, and strolling down takes me past another waterfall and to the dining room.
Would you like a table for you?
Yes, please. Al Safwa Lounge is open 24/7 to accommodate Qatar Airways' never-ending flights, and a la carte menu is also offered every hour of the day here in Al Safwa. Yes, please.
Certainly,
And
sir.
she sent also a glass of the Chateau Batari from Koyak.
Would you mind, sir? You can have only one drink at a time.
Because I was trying to sort of have a
You
brief,
want-
because it's a vintage
Do you want to try? No, okay, no problem. I will.
Sure, thank you very much. Yeah. Is there a new policy here?
Yeah, we don't really serve 2 drinks at a time because, alcohol. But I know, you just came, so it's fine. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Cheers to a great flight ahead. One glass at a time is a rather nonsense policy, to be honest, even though at Al Safwa, a 1 glass pour is almost half a bottle. One of the caveats about Al Safwa dining is that all food here are pre-cooked and heated when served in the lounge. In other words, there is literally no open flame allowed in the terminal building, so what you get here is basically equivalent to the preparation of an airplane meal. While the food is still decent enough to assume the role of a wine pairing dish, the wine options here are really what you should be after all. I mean, one does not often see a few decade-old vintage served for free in an airport. After an indulgent dinner, the crowd at the lounge started to disperse as all of the Middle East regional first-class flights have departed for the day. On my way out, I passed through the bar display area where you should sit if you're really looking forward to some slammer time. One of my favorite furniture in the lounge must be these individual port seats that offers a very smooth and deep recline. As you can see from the departure board, Qatar has a concentrated flight arrival starting at 8:30 p.m. and for the ensuing 3 hours, both the Al Mojan and Al Safwa lounge is going to be near capacity with transit passengers. As for me, I'm looking to find a quiet spot for the next few hours so that I can preserve my energy when I board my flight at 2 a.m. And in my case, the spa area is perhaps the best place to retreat from the crowd. I was wondering if you have a room available at the moment.
If you want, just let us know.
Sure. Yep.
So this way,
Right.
we have the showers over here.
Right.
So 3 rooms they use for the shower.
I see.
That's the room. It's just the next area.
Right, the lounge
After,
area,
after the massage.
Right.
And you get the rest for a while.
Okay.
And here is the jacuzzi.
Right. I'll take a photo of this.
No problem.
Now, I'll see you all in a few hours' time. Now, before we head off to board our flight, I'm sure many of you are wondering how I managed to fly in such a style since I was in high school. And a very comprehensive answer to that question can be found at studenttravelexpert.com. If you are flying Qatar in first class, arriving 5 hours before departure is absolutely worth the effort. Meanwhile, the terminal at Doha also offers a variety of retail and F&B. However, I'll save the remaining time I have to explore the Airbus A380. You can immediately tell the scale of our plane by the sheer length of the queue entering the gate area. And once upstairs, the super jumbo emerged from the glass as we are now moments away from boarding our 7 hours flight to Bangkok.
Onboard, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Thank you. It's a very busy flight, I heard. Qatar's first class may be understated, but the heart product is still in every way emblematic of this Gulf nation's elegance and humility. I had assigned myself Suite 1A on today's flight, which has 3 windows at my disposal along with an adjustable privacy partition.
Yes, you have the pale lemon.
Cheers to a great flight ahead. After a few glasses of Krug 2004, it is the time to browse our F&B agenda of the day. Thank you very much. They're going to take some photo when it's bright outside. Sure. Absolutely. Thank you very much. The crew really shined at the first impression today, and the service was seamless as expected for the rest of the flight. We started to taxi shortly after the meal order was taken, and this was commenced by a football-themed safety video. Though Singapore airline safety videos still remain my favorite entertainment on any commercial airliner. A380 is certainly one of the greatest aircraft in terms of passenger comfort. You can barely feel the airplane taking off even when it is accelerating 200 miles per hour. A customary portside view of Doha skyline upon departure was ensued tonight by a right turn toward the Persian Gulf. And service was in action in no time to preserve sleeping time on this rather short overnight service. Just as I was about to enjoy the world-class hospitality, the seat on this aircraft unfortunately had a malfunctioned entertainment system. The crew was extremely apologetic, but nothing could be done given the full first-class cabin, mostly filled by operational upgrades. Anyways, it's now the time for the orchestra to begin. There's still some hidden gem that hasn't been found yet. There is no way I could have comfortably slept after all those food had I not consumed most of the wines on board. And of course the A380 bar is a place to be if you want to arrive in Bangkok, not knowing how to disembark. Returning to the nose, and my bed has been made with a burgundy coloured duvet. I'll see you all in a few hours' time. There is probably nothing better than waking up and entering the A380 bathroom on a plane. This is not a feature unique to any airline, but the upper deck structure of this aircraft simply allowed it to have the largest bathroom on any commercial airliners. It is a pity there is no shower available, but I'll forgive it just because how rare it is to fly an A380 nowadays. It was a little over an hour until landing, and I chose to sample a few a la carte items just before arrival. Qatar does not offer a full breakfast on this flight given the short flight time, and a brunch platter was served instead. It's no secret that I hate airplane breakfast, but Qatar at least made some nice effort to make it more presentable than a pile of stiff omelette. Seven hours is really the minimum to fully enjoy a first-class flight, but with the overnight on today's flight, the time went by even quicker. Having flown Qatar's award-winning business class many times in the past, I would not say I was astonished by my first-class experience. While the seat has a lot more space than the Qsuite, the food and beverage offerings are only marginally better than the already top-notch food served in business class. However, as a wine lover, I guess the Krug 4 and the Beyond Santi alone are enough to justify paying the increment for this flight. As much as I enjoy my 7 hours journey in Qatar's first class, I probably would not pay the full price again if I were to have a choice. It has been a pleasure and I cannot wait for our next departure. Thank you for watching this Wandering Scholar video.